It's time now for a look latest in local news. In the news, Sheriff Chuck Mosley of the Wayne County Sheriff's Department and Chris Hamilton of the Jesup Police Department announced that on August 13th, the Jesup Wayne Tactical Narcotics Team, Wayne County Sheriff's Office patrol deputies, and Jesup Police Department patrol officers responded to the area around the Federal Correction Institute here in Jesup in an attempt to prevent a prison contraband drop. It was reported that two unknown males were attempting to throw contraband items over the fences that secure the federal prison. The K-9 unit was one of the first responding units to arrive and immediately deployed K-9 Debo. K-9 Debo immediately picked up the track and began leading deputies to the unknown individual's location. After tracking approximately 3 miles, K-9 Debo began to slow down due to the heat. His handler then made a decision to carry him to the location to assist in cooling him off. While his handler was carrying him to the body of water close by, two suspects attempted to flee the area. K-9 Debo, without hesitation, exited his handler's arms, went to work by chasing and subduing one of the suspects. That suspect was taken into custody, and K-9 Debo was quickly cooled off and allowed to relax the rest of the day. Responding units set up a perimeter surrounding the area where the second suspect fled to. Remaining in the area while receiving further K-9 tracking assistance from other agencies, law enforcement was able to take a second suspect into custody without further incident. Once all suspects were transported to the Wayne County Jail, law enforcement from both agencies and correctional officers from FCI and Jesup began a lengthy search of the contraband. After searching for several hours, a black book bag was located in the immediate area where K-9 Debo began to slow down from the heat. Located inside the book bag was 13 bundles of items wrapped in camouflage tape. Items were later unwrapped and to reveal the following: 14 smartphones, 6 bags of loose tobacco, 1 small bag of suspected marijuana, 10 cell phone SIM card removal tools, 10 cell phone charging blocks, and 10 cell phone charging cords. On August 15th, law enforcement responded to 3 separate reports of possible contraband drops in progress. During the first 2 incidents, 2 individuals were located and identified. During the third incident, it was reported that 3 males dressed in camouflage or dark clothing appeared to be headed to perform another contraband drop. While searching for the suspects, 911 received a call that someone was attempting to break into a residence in the area. Units responded and eventually took 2 of the 3 suspects into custody without incident. Law enforcement then conducted a search of the area and recovered an item wrapped in green tape. The item was later unwrapped. It revealed the following: 2 cell phones, 2 cell phone charging cords, and 2 charging blocks. As of now, 4 arrests have been made, with 2 more being charged in the near future. This investigation has revealed that suspects are traveling from as far as North Carolina to participate in these criminal activities. Individuals involved will face charges including but not limited to obstruction of officers, distribution of marijuana, criminal trespassing, items prohibited for possession by inmates. And again, Sheriff Chuck Mosley and Police Chief Chris Hamilton want to thank the Long County Sheriff's Office K-9 Division, the Georgia Department of Corrections, Warwick State Prison K-9 Office, CSX Railroad Police, FCI Jesup, Georgia State Patrol Aviation Division for their continued assistance with locating the suspects. They said it's an ongoing and active investigation. Sheriff Chuck Mosley and Christopher Hamilton encourage anyone with information pertaining to the case or any illegal drug or criminal activity simply contact the Sheriff's Office at 912-427-5970 or the Jesup PD at 912-427-1300. Reminder, qualifying for City of Jesup Odom Scriven elections begins this coming Monday and runs through Friday of next week. In Odom, the mayor and 5 council seats are up for re-election. The word in Odom is everyone currently in office is seeking re-election, including Mayor Greg Rozier. 5 council members are Greg Leggett, Kathy Rozier, Ron Sluter, Clay Teston, and Kevin Higgins. In Scriven, 3 council seats are up for re-election. They are currently held by council members Adam Pruitt, Raquel Wright, and Tony Brinkley. In Jesup, the mayor and 3 council seats are up for re-election. Jesup Mayor Ralph Hickox has already announced his run for re-election. Seats 1, 4, and 5 are up for re-election. In District 1, former Police Chief Perry Morgan has announced he's a candidate. Incumbent Shirley Armstrong has indicated she's not seeking re-election. District 4, the incumbent Stanley Todd is not seeking re-election. In District 5, Joe Roddy, serving out the remainder of Ray House's term, which runs to the end of the year, has announced he's not seeking re-election. Former City Manager Mike Deal has announced he's a candidate in District 5. Once again, qualifying begins all next week. WIFO film will follow the qualifying in all 3 cities. The election date is Tuesday, November the 7th. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor or the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. In other news, we have more from the budget work session that the county commissioners conducted both Wednesday and Thursday at the commissioners' meeting room. Again, they met with their county administrator, Paul Drawdy, and their clerk, Amanda Hanna, going line by line over the budget, looking to cut what they say is fluff, and they told the commissioners that they have cut it drastically, finding over $1 million in cuts. Here's more of the discussion between the administrator and the commissioners talking about cutting the fluff from the budget.
We have cut everything we could think of to cut. That fluff that was mentioned a while ago, this chicken don't have any feathers. I'm telling you, he is skin and bones.
Talking about chickens.
I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. That's right.
Well, some of us like chickens. Some of us believe they're pets, not livestock.
So I'm telling you, we have cut it. Now, so here's what that means. What that means is I'm 3 months into this job, and I really want some grace from y'all, because we may get 6 months into this budget and go, whoo, what has this boy done? You know what I'm saying? Because we haven't done this before. I'm not throwing stones at anybody, but it was the same thing when I was on the school board. It's easy to operate and run a budget when you know you're sitting there with $3, $4, $5 million worth of fluff. So what if I go over $1 million? I still got 4 left. You know what I'm saying? But when you're going to try to run a budget like we're giving y'all with the expenditures, it's going to be tight. It means that I promise you, she's going to probably be hollering at me across the hall or through the wall daily.
Right.
You know, right? She's going to be hollering daily. Paul, if you check those budgets, look where their line item is, because it means we're going to really have to stay on top of this and stay on top of the department heads to ensure that they're staying on their budget. It also means that when we have an issue, something happens. Road grader motor blows up, sheriff truck goes down,
Air conditioner unit goes out.
air conditioner unit goes out. You know, now, and thank you, Amanda, because if an air conditioner unit goes out, I can sit here and say, hey, y'all, Wayne Service Center had an AC unit go out, you know, we're over budget in that area, we need to move some money, blah, blah. But the beauty of that is it causes you and us more work, but you know what's going on.
That's
The
right.
key to me, the key to what I'm hearing is, we're gonna cut this thing, you're cutting this thing, and I've heard your speech, I've been in your office when you were talking to one of the department heads. In order for us to make a budget, we've gotta know exactly what each department, what bare bones, what it takes. Now, with those departments, once we realize what that number is, those department heads need to know, we got, this commission board has got the, and your administrator, we've got their back. If something happens, we can amend the budget, we can go ahead and get them the money. They ain't gotta worry about reaching over here, this other fund or supply funds, this other stuff that I have no clue what it is, and I still ain't figured it out. That's another and that's why I'm here. And if we work as a team and we got each other's back and they trust us, I believe that they'll do these budgets.
Commissioner Hopkins, you are 100% correct, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I've tried to have that conversation with every single one of our department heads as we were getting ready. I hand delivered the majority of the budget, the 6/30, June 30th budget, to the department heads so they could start preparing. As I gave it to them, I gave the exact same speech every single time. And I can tell you why it works and what you're saying is what works, is because I personally was proud of a lot of departments. They were cut. I mean, they were saying, we've never used this. And cut it out. You know, I've had some tell me, yeah, oh, we don't need uniforms. They cut it out. Oh, we've never done that. They cut it out. They know the fluff is there. But I made that explanation to them that, look, we're going to run this thing lean, but trust me, the commissioners have asked for this and they know it. If you got to come in front of them and go, a tornado went through, you know, blew down a tree, or high winds blew down a tree and went through one of our shops, we got to replace this thing. They know y'all are going to go, okay, that ain't your fault.
Another thing too was the grants. We cut out a lot of the grants because you don't know if you're going to get a grant or not. So why are you going to put it in the budget not knowing?
Right.
So we didn't do grants. That's something we can amend to y'all. We're going to get this money in for revenues and then expense it out of expenses where it's going to go. So we didn't include grants.
And to me, this is, I've been dealing with this for 5 years now, and I've been asking for this, and I don't think it's ever been done this way. And I want to commend y'all both because I know the hours y'all have spent on this. And I want to apologize because when we're looking at these sheets, we're looking from 24 to 23 to 22.
And once again, that part of the budget discussions between the administrator and commissioners. Again, they're hoping to take the extra money, use that money to help raise employee salaries in areas where they state that Wayne County salaries are not even close to other nearby counties. We'll continue to follow the budget discussions with the county. Once again, the work sessions took place Wednesday and Thursday of this week. We'll be back with a final news note, or a couple of final news notes right after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes of news, John Yonkowski and his attorney Adrian Browning will be back in Wayne County Superior Court Monday morning for a preliminary hearing in his case. His defense attorney has asked for the hearing and still hoping to secure a bond for her client. There have been 2 bond hearings, and both times bond has been denied, once by Judge Roger Lane, once by Judge Bert Guy. The hearing is set for Monday morning in courtroom C. WIFO will be on hand and have a full report on Tuesday's newscast. Yonkowski remains in jail since his arrest and is charged with distribution of a controlled substance, criminal attempt to commit rape, and sexual battery. Assistant DA Tiffany Montenegro says the state has 12 sworn statements from women who say they were drugged by Yonkowski. They also claim he drugged an undercover agent who had to be hospitalized, and they found opium in her system. The state says the same drug opium was found in Yonkowski's truck the night of the arrest. Defense attorney Adrian Browning told the judge at the last hearing that it was the undercover agent who was acting inappropriately that night, and that the undercover agent left the chop house, went to the VFW until the early hours of the morning while her client went home at 11 p.m. She also says there are text messages from the undercover agent to her client up until around 2 a.m. asking him to come join her at the VFW. On Monday, we'll re-air our exclusive interview with John Yonkowski's attorney, Adrian Browning, who we interviewed after the second bond hearing. Browning claims her client is innocent and stresses that she is hoping that there's a video that night in question from the chop house. As again, attorney Browning says the undercover agent was the person who was acting inappropriately at the bar that evening. Once again, the preliminary hearing Monday. Again, we'll re-air that interview with Adrian Browning, our exclusive interview with her, after the second bond hearing on Monday's newscast. Monday, the community-wide blood drive is set for Calvary Baptist Church Gymnasium, sponsored by the Jesup Shriners Club Auxiliary. Gymnasium, 415 East Cherry Street, Monday, August 21st from 1 to 6 p.m. Schedule an appointment before Monday. Please visit redcrossblood.org. Enter Jesup to schedule an appointment. This is sponsored by the Jesup Shrine Club Auxiliary. Walk-ins will be welcomed. Again, the big community blood drive Monday at the Calvary Baptist Church Gymnasium. Again, the church located at 415 East Cherry Street in Jesup. And finally, don't forget the benefit for Hospice South Georgia. It's a week from this Saturday, August 26th at the Wayne County Farmers Market. All proceeds will benefit Hospice South Georgia. The band's 6-piece suits from Florida will be on hand to perform. Tickets are $15. We'll have silent auction items, food vendors, dancing. Once again, next Saturday at the Wayne County Farmers Market, August 26th. For ticket information, contact Callie McGregor at 912-588-0080. That's going to do it for latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. We'll recap Wayne County's big win last night over Bradwell and other sport notes coming up shortly. Bob Morgan saying have a great day.